I'm back, everyone. I do not know what happened, but it seemed like just as soon as I got talking about the adversary, it showed up to try to take this broadcast off, but not tonight. Not tonight. Because so with that being said and getting knocked off just like that, that tells me that somebody needs to hear exactly what the Spirit of the Lord has to say to them. That means to tell me that somebody has an adversary that they need God to grant them justice. What that means to me is that when something comes in to try to knock out what we are listening to, it tells me that somebody has an adversary that is getting on their nerves, that they are really needing God to come in and give me some justice. See, the woman had a judge that did not care, but we serve a God who cares about everything that we are going through. So as I was saying before, God took me to a normal courtroom and he said to me, what it is in the natural, it is in the spirit. So when you walk in a courtroom, my God, oh Jesus, help me in here. When you walk in a courtroom, you walk in and there is silence. You walk in and the bailiff is telling you what to do. And then the judge comes in and the judge is now the one that is hearing your case. So in the case of the woman, the judge had done heard her case time and time and time and time and time again. It was on repeat and he still said, I'm not doing anything about it. So when we go into the courtroom in the natural, some of us have been for cases over and over and over again, and the judge didn't do anything about it. But I just come by here to tell you tonight that when you continue to go into the presence of God and just begin to take your case, God is going to be the God that gives justice, because the same way that the judge had to finally give justice to the woman, it was because she was getting on his nerves. She got on his nerves to the point that he said, let me do something for her before she does something to me. So that could have been her adversary as well too, because he was not doing what she needed him to do. She needed to be loosed of whatever that situation was. Remember, I told you an adversary is just not Satan. An adversary is a person, a group, a force that opposes or attacks an opponent, an enemy, or a foe. And I know some of us got some of them. I know I got a lot of them, but that's all right. Because when I go to the judge, which is God, and I give him my case, I give him my petition, then he's the one that gives me justice for every situation that I ever endure. He is the one that gives me justice, and justice is the administrating of deserved punishment or a reward. The widow woman needed her reward. The widow woman needed her reward. I don't know what her reward was because it doesn't tell us. It just says she needed to get rid of the adversary. So whatever it was, it could have been something held up that she had been needing, because again, she was a widow. So somebody might have had her checks held up. Somebody might have had her insurance policy held up. I'm just letting you know tonight that you have a claim and you're going to the judge, which is God, because something that belongs to you, the adversary has put their hands on it. It didn't have to be Satan that put his hand on it, but some person can be holding up what belongs to you. So I'm just going to give you a little remedy of how your stuff can get ready to be released, because you have to go into the courtroom, which is into the presence of God, to get what it is that you need to be released unto you. Let it go. I need you to let this adversary go. I need to be released of this. So I seen some things with the woman and I said, okay, God, what is this? She had three things that really made me smile. She was consistent. She didn't stop. She did not stop going to the judge to get what she needed. She wanted a release, and she did not stop going until she got what she needed. She was determined. She was intent on it. She was bent on it. She was dead set on it. You could not change her mind about going to the judge to get what she wanted. She had faith because she believed it's got to break. This has got to break. This has got to break. So I'm just saying to you, how many of us have been to a courtroom? How many of us have faced a judge? How many of us have been a family member sitting in the courtroom and you done prayed and prayed and prayed because you needed whatever that situation was to be released. And when you heard the judge take the case and dismiss it, you had a moment. I did. I was in a car accident when I first moved up here to Wilmington. And I didn't want to take that case to court. And finally, my husband was like, you got to do this. You can't just let them. So I did. They didn't show up. I prayed and prayed and prayed to God about that thing because I didn't want to do it. But I wanted it released. I wanted it to be over. I didn't want to have to deal with it anymore. Because why? It was affecting my license. I didn't have any points on my license. And if I hadn't have took that to court, I would have had points on my license that I didn't even cause the accident. So because I went and I pressed in prayer, guess what? It was released. I had a moment. So I'm just stopping by here tonight to let you know that court is in session. That it's time for us to get to the place where we don't stop going to God. That we don't stop going to God with our claim. That we don't stop going to God with our situation. That we don't stop going to God about the thing that seems to be coming at us. We are in a time right now where we're in a pandemic. And this pandemic seems to be taking a lot of people over. I work where I see death every day. But one thing we have to do is we have to stay consistent, just like the woman, the widow woman going to the judge. We have to stay consistent in prayer to say, God, I know that you are going to take care of this. God, I know that you see and you understand. God, I know that all things are possible through you. God, I know that you didn't bring me this far to leave me. God, I know that the promises that you spoke for me, they are for me. So it doesn't matter what friend may come along and try to choke you around the neck. It doesn't matter what Satan is doing because he can be revenged. It happened. It happened. It doesn't matter about the opponent. It doesn't matter about the people on the job. It doesn't matter about the family down the line. It doesn't matter about the people in your lineup. Whatever it is, it's time to take our petitions. It's time for us to take our claims to the court. And the court is the court of Jesus. I'm coming to you because this is what I need from you. I need you to release this thing for me. Take the pressure off. Take the pressure off, God. This woman got on his nerves to take the pressure off of her. And I don't know how many of you are sitting and you asking, take the pressure off. Take the pressure off. Keep going to God. Keep being consistent. Keep showing up in the secret place. Keep making the petition known to him. Don't put it there, leave it, forget. Because when you go to court and you have a court date and you don't show up for your court date, they'll send you a subpoena. God is subpoenaing some of us right now for some situations that we have been letting that adversary fight us with. And all he wants you to do is come into the courtroom with him so that he can give you, when he hits the mallet and says, it's dismissed. Some of you are going to get the subpoena that the adversary that you know is fighting you, and you know all you need to do is go into the presence of God to say, God, you know what? I am tired. I am simply tired of fighting the same fight. I'm simply tired of the same adversary on my heels. I'm simply tired of this same thing getting on my nerves. God, I'm getting ready to come to you and wear you out until you say that it has been dismissed. So some of you can look for a subpoena in the spirit realm because God wants your attention. You went to the court on the first day. And then you were supposed to show up and you never went back. So you got a subpoena. And then, you know, when they send you a subpoena and you still don't show up, they will send somebody after you. They'll be looking for you. And so this is where we are right now, because we are in a place right now that we need prayer like never before. Prayer should be something that we have so strong that we don't even want to get out of God's face. Prayer should be something that we want so strong that we crave it. Prayer should be something that you can't come in and dismiss me with this. Prayer should be so strong because guess what? I got claims before him. You got claims for your family. You got claims for your children. I need this to be let go. I need this to get off. I need you to give me justice. You know, we do all the rallies for the justice, and I get it and I respect it for the people that lost their lives for certain things. But now we're going to get ready to need some justice in the kingdom. Because we've been letting things go in the kingdom, and now we need to go to God and say, God, you know what? It's time for we need to see something happen. I don't need a bail bondsman right now. I'm not going to be out on bail. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go right straight to you, God. And I'm going to go to you and wear you out in regards to this that is getting on my nerves. I don't know what her situation was. I don't know what your situation is tonight. I don't know. But I know one thing. When you walk in the court, you got to tell the truth. You got to tell the truth. Tell the truth about what it is that you need to be free of. Because when you're in a situation and you know you want your case dismissed, you go at all costs. You go at all costs. You give it your all until you hear the judge say, case dismissed. I've been in some situations in my life, and I've had to pray and pray and pray on some things. God was my judge. And guess what? The case was dismissed. So I'm just coming to you tonight. I'm not a long-winded speaker, but I just want you to know that I want you to be like the widow woman tonight. I want you to hold on to going to your judge, which is God. She went to an unjust judge unjust God who didn't care about anything. He didn't care about people. He didn't even care about God. But his mindset had to be changed because of her. We serve a God that cares about us. We serve a God that loves us. We serve a God that wants us to come to him. So I just want you to know tonight that, like the widow woman, go to your God. He's the judge of all things. You know, sometimes we use this cliche, can't nobody judge me but God. Well, he's your judge. How about letting him judge some of them situations? How about letting him dismiss some of the things that you have going on in your life? How about letting him get you through some things that you keep fighting and you won't take to him? How about going to the secret place with him and giving him the things that's been so heavy on you and you've been going to the wrong judge? Because your friend can't help you. Your wife or your husband can't help you. The only one that can dismiss this case is Jesus. I've been in some stuff myself, and I thought everybody else could help judge my case. And their information was wearing me out because I wasn't getting anywhere. Can you imagine how she was going to the unjust judge all that time? She was wearing herself out and him too. But look who got scared. So tonight, look at the adversaries in your life. We all have something. Look at the adversaries in your life and present them before the court. Present them before the court of Jesus. And let him be the one to dismiss your case. Let him be the one to grant you justice. Let him be the one that says it's over. He is the one that can do it. Be consistent with what you're asking God for. Be determined with what you're asking God for. Have the faith to believe it when you ask God for it. Because how can I go to him and ask him to do something and I don't even have the faith to believe it? This woman had the faith to believe it. That's why she never left him alone. She went everywhere he went. She went to his house. She went to the streets. Wherever he went, she showed up. She showed up with the judge. She was serious about what she wanted from him. I am not long, y'all. It is just 8:30. But it's not long just to say, ask God to give you justice for the adversary that is knocking at your door, for the one that is getting on your nerves, for the one that you can't shake loose, for the one where you know what, this is it. I need justice for this situation. I need justice for this, God. God, I can't handle this one on my own. You are the judge of all things. Now I'm going to be like the woman and I'm going to bring my petition to you. And like I said earlier, a little all over the place, but that's all right. I went from when God showed me the natural and the spirit, and I always look. I looked in the courtroom. Everybody's in the courtroom. Everything you need is in the courtroom. Your lawyers is in there. Your prosecutors is in there. Your jury can be in there. Your bailiff is in there. Your officers is in there. Everybody's in that courtroom. So when he said, so it is in the natural, it's in the spirit. When I look in the courtroom, I look into when I go into the presence of God. Everybody's in the room. Everybody's in the room to help get your case dismissed. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. They're in the room to get your case dismissed. All you have to do is take the petition to him. And don't give up. Don't not show up for the next hearing. Don't not show up for the next court hearing. Don't miss the date. Don't miss the date when God is tugging at you and he's saying, come on, get up, get up, get up, get up. Meet the appointment. She met that appointment every day because she needed to get rid of something. She wanted justice against them. She had something held up. I still say it. She was a widow. So as widows, she probably had a life insurance policy. She probably had a house that she needed to get when her husband left. She probably had a house she needed, an insurance policy. And I'm speaking from where I work with the morgue. I see it every day. She was a widow now. Release. Release. You might not be a widow today, but you need something released. You need something released in your life today. So find out what it is and go to God in that secret place, which I call his courts. He said, enter into his courts with praise and thanksgiving. Enter into that court with him and make your petitions and your requests known. And watch what he do for you. Watch what he do for you. Watch him turn some things around. Watch him change some things for you. It is 8:30, y'all. And I know Mom would still be here, but I am not her. I can only give you what I can give you. And tonight I give you a court in session because it's time for us to enter into the courts with the Lord. It's time for us to enter our petitions before him. In this pandemic, this has been the best time for us to be in the courtroom with him so that some requests can be granted in this season. So when we come out of this courtroom, them cases will be dismissed. Those things that we've been going through will be dismissed. We will be done defined who it is that we are supposed to be, and the things that was holding us back from being it will be dismissed. I can speak for myself. There has been some dismissals in my life in the last few months. Some things that were holding me back, an adversary that was attached to me has been dismissed. Because I've been in a place with him that I'm talking to him about me. Sometimes you can be your own, get on your nerves. And you have to go to him about you. So he's dismissed some cases for me. He has dismissed some things that was holding me back to become. Some of us got some adversaries that are holding us back from becoming who God has ever wanted us to be. And we have to be able to identify even in that where we are so we can take that to him. So that case can be dismissed. I don't know what is holding you back. But I know for her, she didn't let it hold. She let nothing hold her back. She let nothing get in her way to get this justice that she needed from this adversary. Never stated what it was. So I don't know what yours is. I had to believe in me. I had to believe in myself that I could do all things through Christ that strengthened me. I had to believe that. So that was an adversary for me. That was an opponent in my face. That was an opponent in my face that was telling me I couldn't do it. And I had to go to God about that. And the more I went to him and the more I began to believe, here I am. So see, sometimes we look at things to be so big when they can be just so little. They can just be so little. We can have some court cases that can be so little. And because you don't show up, it becomes so big. So right in this season, God just wants us to deal with the little things that are getting on our nerves. So it doesn't become a big thing to hold you back longer and longer and longer and longer to get where he wants you to be. I am done tonight. I hope that you was blessed. I pray that you got something out of it. Again, stay consistent, be determined, and have the faith to know that God is the judge sitting in your courtroom, wherever your courtroom may be. It may be your closet. It may be your bathroom. It may be your living room. It may be your basement. It may be riding in the car. But wherever you show up in his courts, he is your judge over every situation that you have. Make your petition known to him to receive the justice of the thing that's eating you up. The thing that won't let go of the things that you need. The thing that won't let go of what's been held up for you. The thing that won't let go from causing you to just, it's there and you can touch it. But something is holding you from touching it. Enter into that court with him. Go into that courtroom with him so that the very thing that you are waiting for, he can give you. That you can get the justice to be released from that thing that is antagonizing you. Some of you have some monies and some houses and some promises. And you can't touch the promise because you still got an adversary that's eating at you. But if you go to him and say, God, let this go. Let this go. It might be your faith is low. It might be that I just need a little more faith, God. So I can touch that. So I can believe, God, that what you said it is for me. It might be that I need a little more confidence. So something could be done happen to you that punched you in the face. Now your confidence is gone. And here's this opponent in your face that won't let you go. Something could have happened. Your self-esteem could have been low. Something that could have happened. Again, it could have been a person that caused your self-esteem to be this small. But you need it to be this big again. God, give me justice from low self-esteem. God, give me justice from no confidence. God, give me justice from not having faith. Might sound, these are opponents in your life that are keeping you from going, pressing to get what you deserve. She pressed and she received. And in that parable, Jesus said one thing. It was all about faith and perseverance. He was trying to show the disciples not to give up, not to stop praying, not to stop persevering, not to stop keep moving forward, not to stop doing what you're supposed to do. Don't stop in this season. No matter what it looks like. Don't stop in this season. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going, because if the unjust judge can change his mind and you serve a God that is just, what do you think God will do for you when you keep coming to him? So God bless you. It's 8:37. We going home, y'all. I pray that you was blessed. I pray that you found something in this that helped you along your way tonight. If you want to bless Abundant Love Ministries, I do believe that it is on the screen. Be a blessing to the ministry. We thank God for you. We thank God for you tuning in. And we just pray that you enjoy the rest of your evening with your family, with your loved ones, and going to God about the adversaries, the opponents, the friends, the foes, whatever it is that may still be eating at you to keep you from pushing. Go into the courtroom and let your case be dismissed. God bless you. Good night, everybody.